The NBA is a league of giants, athletes at their sharpest, their fastest, their most dominant. Every season, one player is supposed to rise above the rest, but this year, it's a deadlock. On one side, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, young, fearless, torching defenses and leading OKC's resurgence. On the other, Nikola Jokic, calm, calculated, bending the game to his will with passes that shouldn't be possible. Two completely different styles, one ultimate prize. So, who takes it? The rising force changing the game, or the generational talent perfecting it? Let's get into it. To understand it all, we need to break down what makes these two players so special. So let's take a closer look at how Jokic and SGA have dominated the season in their own unique ways. This season has been a spectacle of elite basketball, with two players standing above the rest. Nikola Jokic, known as Joker, continues to operate like a genius conductor, controlling the game with effortless precision. On the other hand, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, SGA, has turned into an unstoppable force, leading the league in scoring while carrying his team to the top. Their contrasting styles, huge accomplishments, and undeniable influence have set the stage for one of the tightest MVP battles in recent history. So we're currently staring at an extraordinarily close MVP race between three-time winner Nikola Jokic and last year's runner-up Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. It is a fascinating stylistic contrast. The world's best player having his best season versus a generational bucket-getting guard who is leading the NBA in scoring on a dominant first-place team. Nikola Jokic, the triple-double maestro. Few players in NBA history have redefined a position the way Nikola Jokic has. As the heart and soul of the Denver Nuggets, he's turned the role of a center into something entirely his own. Part playmaker, part scorer, part magician. This season, he's taken that to another level, not just with jaw-dropping numbers, but with the kind of effortless brilliance that makes the impossible look routine. What separates Jokic from the rest isn't just his stats though, averaging 28.9 points, 12.9 rebounds, and 10.6 assists per game is absurd in itself. It's the way he does it. He sees the game unfold steps ahead of everyone else, controlling the pace like a chess grandmaster. One moment, he's threading a pass no one saw coming. The next, he's bullying defenders in the post or draining a one-legged fadeaway with a smirk. Every night, he paints a masterpiece, turning basketball into art. And the craziest part, he makes it all look easy. Take, for instance, his historic 30-20-20 triple-double against the Phoenix Suns earlier this season. On March 8th, Nikola Jokic put up a line nobody in NBA history has ever recorded: 31 points, 21 rebounds, and 22 assists. He became the first NBA player in history with a triple-double of 30-plus points, 20-plus rebounds, and 20-plus assists. On that night, Jokic wasn't just playing basketball, he was creating a symphony, as many fans said. Each move felt like a part of a larger scheme, whether it was grabbing rebounds over towering opponents, sliding no-look passes through impossible-to-fit openings, or scoring in the post with his delicate, feathery touch. So instead of merely cheering as the final bell rang, viewers were in awe, knowing that they had experienced something genuinely remarkable. I was talking to AG, and he said, "That was quite 30 points. I said, "That's probably true. I think I didn't do anything special. It just seemed like everything was in flow," Jokic said after the game. However, Jokic's influence on the Nuggets goes much beyond his stats and extraordinary performance. His very presence forces double teams, which creates room for players like Michael Porter Jr. and Jamal Murray to thrive. Murray, who averages 20 points, 4 rebounds, 6.2 assists, and 1 steal per game, has practically shown remarkable progress. His shooting statistics, which stand at 49% overall and 40% from three-point range, are especially noteworthy. Clearly, Jokic's double teaming allows Murray to take advantage of driving lanes and open shots. Another player that shines when Jokic is on the court is Michael Porter Jr. Porter shot 49% from the field and 41% from three-point range, averaging 17.4 points, 5.5 rebounds, and 1 assist per game. His ability to stretch the floor and create his own shot chances is an ideal match to Jokic's creative play. And what truly highlights Jokic's impact is what happens when he's not there. The Nuggets offense sputters, struggling to find rhythm without their anchor. The Nuggets are plus 507 with Jokic on the court and minus 206 when he sits. That gap is mind-boggling. Yet, Jokic's greatness isn't just about stats or highlight plays. His presence alone is the glue that holds the Nuggets together. While others crumble under the weight of high-pressure moments, Jokic remains unshaken, guiding his team with quiet confidence. He leads not through words, but through sheer excellence, inspiring belief in the impossible. What's really amazing is how Jokic has completely changed the basketball center position. In a time when athleticism and perimeter shooting are valued highly, he has shown that intelligence, creativity, and finesse can be just as lethal. But while Jokic has been a maestro in Denver, there's another force shaking up the MVP race, one that refuses to be ignored: Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, the rising star. We are talking about Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, the Oklahoma City Thunder's electric guard and one of the most unstoppable offensive weapons in the game today. Once seen as a rising young star, SGA has shattered all expectations and established himself as an undeniable superstar. This season, he hasn't just taken over games, he's taken over the league. From the very first tip-off of the 2024-2025 season, it was clear he was on a mission, and he's been torching defenses ever since, averaging a blistering 32.7 points, 6.2 assists, and 5.2 rebounds per game. SGA has become the nightmare matchup no team can seem to solve, and team opponents have been left devastated game after game, unable to come up with a response to his array of scoring options. The Oklahoma City Thunder have outscored opponents by 17.5 points per 100 possessions when SGA is on the court, which naturally leads the league. He's as irresistible from the perimeter as they come, whether dribbling off a ball screen or isolating from the top of the key. But what truly separates Shai from the league's other elite players is his absolute mastery of pace. He doesn't just react to the game, he controls it. One moment, he's lulling defenders into a false sense of security with his smooth, effortless dribbling. The next, he's slicing through the lane with surgical precision, leaving them grasping at air. His game isn't just about raw athleticism, it's about intelligence, patience, and execution. Every move is calculated, every attack purposeful. Yet, as staggering as his stats are, SGA's impact goes far beyond the numbers. Just a few years ago, the Thunder were little more than a rebuilding project, a team stacking draft picks focused on a distant future. But with Shai at the helm, the future arrived much sooner than expected. Oklahoma City has gone from a team with potential to a full-fledged powerhouse, storming to the top of the Western Conference with a stunning 55-12 record. No one saw this coming, and there's no denying who's responsible. SGA hasn't just elevated his own game, he's transformed an entire franchise. With the highest points per game in the league, there's no question SGA has been an absolute scoring machine. Game after game, he has thrived under the spotlight, proving himself as the Thunder's undeniable go-to guy when the stakes are highest. His teammates trust him to deliver, and the fans can't get enough of his ice-cold composure in pressure moments. But Shai's rise is all about passion and steady progress. From his early days as a promising rookie to now leading a legitimate championship contender, he worked really hard. Head-to-head combat, a struggle for domination. However, this season's head-to-head games between Jokic and SGA have further heightened the competition for MVP. In addition to providing supporters with entertainment, these contests served as a small version of their MVP campaigns. While wholly impressive, Gilgeous-Alexander's raw numbers do not match Jokic's. However, it is important to note that Jokic ranks 9th in minutes per game, while Gilgeous-Alexander ranks 32nd. A large reason for this difference is the Thunder's dominance, leading to Gilgeous-Alexander sitting out the entire fourth quarter 14 times. Additionally, Gilgeous-Alexander's 64.5 TS% ranks 7th in NBA history among 30-plus point per game seasons, demonstrating his historic efficiency. On sheer statistics, Jokic surpasses Gilgeous-Alexander, but the Thunder star's argument lies within historical context and his overall impact on the Thunder's success. So even while team performance and numbers are important in the MVP race, the narrative usually matters a lot. Three-time MVP Jokic is competing for his fourth honor, which would put him in an exceptional spot alongside legends like Wilt Chamberlain and Bill Russell. But on the other hand, SGA represents the next wave of NBA superstars, and his first MVP would signify the passing of the torch. Additionally, Jokic has an unmatched capacity to motivate his teammates. Even as a center, his basketball IQ and court vision make him the best floor general. In contrast, SGA has been the Thunder's lifeline. He is a two-way force because of his ability to score goals whenever he wants and his defensive perseverance. Thus, both players are creating history on their own. SGA's scoring achievements have put him in the category of NBA greats like Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan, while Jokic's season is statistically among the best ever for a center. The historical importance of their performances gives the MVP race an additional level of drama. who's going to win? As the season nears its conclusion, the MVP debate remains a clash of titans, too tight to declare a clear favorite. Jokic, with his historic numbers and Denver's dominance, has a rock-solid case, but SGA, with his electric scoring and the Thunder's beautiful rise, has created a narrative that's just as compelling. In the end, it all comes down to what voters value most. Do they reward Jokic's sustained brilliance, the engine behind everything the Nuggets do, or do they crown SGA, the breakout superstar, redefining what it means to carry a franchise to greatness? Either way, the winner will be worthy. Jokic's historic offensive numbers and just how bad the Nuggets are without him present a strong case. However, Gilgeous-Alexander is having a scoring season that mirrors the likes of Michael Jordan in terms of volume with significantly better efficiency. His propulsion of the Thunder to the best point margin in NBA history, while leading the league in scoring and defending at an elite level to compensate for injuries to the Thunder's two best defenders for much of the year, make him most deserving of the award. What are your thoughts about this? Tell us in the comment section below. Also, if you like this video, share it with your friends and subscribe to our channel for more interesting content.